So, the question I'm trying to answer is what everyone who has money in Bitcoin is trying to answer. Is it going to be the next big thing? Is it going to shoot up and be worth like $10 trillion a coin? Something like that. Of course, if that was an easy answer, then we'd all invest in it, or we'd all pull out right now, and that'd be it. That'd be pretty much it for Bitcoin. The price would rise to reflect, or lower to reflect, based on what everyone knew. But we don't know. So, why should you trust me? Well, you shouldn't trust me. You shouldn't trust anyone that says this is what the price of something should be, but I put in $400 worth of money into Bitcoin in the past. I pulled out $1,300 right around the peak. It was worth $15,500 when I pulled it out, so I tripled my money, and I still have like $1,600 left over, which I've invested in other cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin. So I made good money on Bitcoin. Whether that's luck or skill, I'll leave that up to you, but it's probably luck. But anyways, so is it going to be the future? Well, I think that I want to say no. Of course, the question is like, am I talking 5 years from now? Am I talking 50 years from now? I don't know what could happen in 5 years. I think it'll go up within the next 5 years. But 50 years from now, I think we'll be looking back and saying, yeah, Bitcoin, you know, that thing that was once really popular and now isn't. I don't think it'll be a big thing way in the future from now. Actually, I'll go as far as and say 10 years or 15 years. I don't think it'll be that important in 10 to 15 years. And the reason for that is because Bitcoin is the first of its kind. And there's something you learn really early on when you dive into Bitcoin. Most people, like, they've just heard about Bitcoin. That's just the start of it. They have just heard about Bitcoin. But that's not the right question. The question is crypto, not Bitcoin. We're looking into crypto, the technology as a whole, rather than Bitcoin, the first major product of cryptocurrency technology. Because Bitcoin was the first to really solve the double spend problem, meaning what's to stop me from sending you $5 worth of Bitcoin and then sending this other person that exact same $5? In other words, kind of like counterfeiting money, double spending money. Bitcoin was the first really technology to say, without any auditing or any external auditing, Bitcoin was the first technology to say you cannot do that. It's built in so that you can't do that. And of course, there is the 1 in, I don't know what the actual number is, but like 1 in a trillion chance that you could do that. But again, like 1 in a trillion, it's non-zero, the chance of being able to cheat like that. So when you think of Bitcoin, it's the first of its kind. It's the trial run, basically, the first like successful version of this technology. And that's my reasoning as for why it will not be that big of a thing in 10 to 15 years. Right now it has name recognition, and that's about it. For a while it had a scalability problem. It became so expensive to send people Bitcoin, especially at that peak in early January of 2018. And now, I mean, the Lightning Network has come out since then, which is not really an update to Bitcoin. It is a software that, to the best of my knowledge, runs on top of the platform. So it runs with Bitcoin. It is not part of Bitcoin, but it runs with it, and that makes everything cheaper. This is the Lightning Network I'm talking about. So Bitcoin, I mean, it's an okay technology. Like, it's better than the US dollar, in my opinion. But again, it's very volatile still because people don't really know what to think of it. It's a new technology. So I think when we look back at Bitcoin, it'll be like the Model T. It was the first big technology. It was the first of its kind that everyone knew about. And I get it's not a completely accurate comparison because the Model T was the first mass-produced car, not the first successfully reliable car, we can say. It was the first mass-produced. But Bitcoin was like the first well-known cryptocurrency. And because of that, it's got a ton of flaws. We haven't figured things out yet. And I don't know how much you've looked into Bitcoin, but there are hundreds, thousands of other coins. And actually Bitcoin, I mean, again, Bitcoin's the biggest, but Ethereum, it's not even just a coin, it's a platform with a coin to use to run on the platform. So that's not even so much as a coin as it is a network. So it's a whole different thing. But that's the big question now. I think cryptocurrency technology will be the future, no doubt about it. It is the next big thing because its uses are infinite. Like it's so big. It's like, I heard someone refer to it as the telegraph. Like, it is the beginning of a fantastic technology that will change our lives. Because think about it, it's decentralizing everything. It's basically a super fast way to move information, to move currency, whatever you want, across a decentralized network. It's fantastic. But Bitcoin will not be the future. Again, it's got name recognition, so I think 5 years from now, it'll still be number one, if not number two or number three, just because it is the most well-known. It's the one that everyone knows about. Not that many people know what Ethereum is, and that's number two. It's roughly half the size in terms of market cap of Bitcoin. So, and that's pretty huge. That's what, looking at coin market cap right now, Ethereum is 47 billion, Bitcoin is 114 billion, so roughly half. I mean, less than half, roughly half. But yeah, I don't think it'll be the future. Again, maybe 5 years from now, it'll still be worth quite a bit. I think it'll be worth way more than it is now, which is why I have a bit of money in Bitcoin. I believe I have about $400 in Bitcoin, still that original 400 that I guess that I put in. But it's the first of its kind, and so it will eventually fall back because people will be looking at Bitcoin. They'll see why isn't it doing so great? What are its flaws? And other people that are making all these coins, these platforms, will be working on that. They'll be working on ways to make it better. So I wouldn't hold on to Bitcoin and expect it to become the next big thing. A lot of it right now is just name recognition. And I would look at all these other coins. There's so much more. Personally, I am invested in Cardano and a few other things, but mostly Cardano. I have a little bit into Ethereum. But again, my big three are Cardano, and then Bitcoin, and then Ethereum. But that's just because they're the big two. Now, Cardano I like for several other reasons. I'm not going to get into that now. But I know when people talk about, like, is Bitcoin a scam, or it's a fraud, or no, crypto is what you should be looking at. Not Bitcoin, but crypto. That is the future. And I mean, I've been listening to a few, like, cryptocurrency podcasts, and Crypto Basic is my favorite at the moment. It's fantastic. It's hilarious. It's wonderful. You should look it up. Actually, I'll leave a link in the description, just because I like, this is the only one I listen to. Not the only one, but the one that I like the most that seems the least like an ad. Because there's, you know, if you've ever listened to those talk shows or those podcasts where, like, they'll bring on a guest, and the whole point is to bring on a guest to talk about a product, and they're basically just selling a product, that kind of stuff. Some other Bitcoin podcasts do that. But anyway, I don't think it'll be the future. To reiterate, I don't think it'll be the future 10, 15 years from now. It probably still will be in number one in 5 years, if not 2 or 3. And that's because it's the first of its kind. We shouldn't be looking at Bitcoin. We should be looking at blockchain technology. And just because you're investing in a certain coin, remember, you can't really invest in blockchain as a technology. You have to pick a certain company that is using, or a certain product that is using this technology. So crypto might be the future, but it just so happens that all of your investments are the ones that where crypto wasn't really used for. That use for crypto didn't really make it. So that's the real challenge here. Like Santander Bank uses, I believe they use Ripple. That's a cryptocurrency. They use crypto technology. But all that does is help. I mean, that'll help the value of my currency because it'll show that crypto is a useful technology. But again, like if all these other companies start using crypto technology and they don't use the stuff I'm invested in, that doesn't really help me much. It might help me in the beginning just because of that'll boost the stock value, or that'll boost the price just because, oh, it's also crypto. But yeah, that's the thing. You have to really look at, like, what's the future, and don't just look into Bitcoin. Like, it's really not just Bitcoin. It's so many other things. It's crypto, and that's something like when you're searching. If you're someone that's really looking into this, or just starting to look into this, don't search for Bitcoin. Search for crypto like that, or search for cryptocurrency. You will find so much more to that. Let me know what you think in the comments. This went on way longer than it should have, and I rambled a bit more than I wanted to. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more stuff. Let me know what you invested in. If you think Bitcoin's a scam, if you think crypto's a scam as a whole, tell me why. And thanks for watching.